everybody. Joe Tessitore alongside Teddy Atlas, and welcome to the New Orleans State Palace Theater for our main event of the evening. 12 rounds of heavyweights between these two great warriors.
Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, Buster. And his opponents, fighting out of the blue corner, Big George Форман.
We went over the rules in the dressing room. Watch those low blows, watch the headbutts. Let's have a good, clean fight.
And we are underway for this scheduled 12-rounder. Teddy, what do you look for early on when you're analyzing a fight of two power punchers facing off against each other that gives you a clue as to which way this is going?
Who's doing the little things a little bit better? Who's using the jab? Who's controlling range? Hey, who's thinking better?
Good job protecting himself. Lands the counter. He gets hit, but he gives it right back. Nice block by Buster. Committing to the combo now, both land. And there he counters back against his opponent. This is great action right from the start. What an opening round between these two. Halfway through this round here, George Foreman talks about the rope-a-dope, saying, you remember the rope-a-dope? I was the dope. That has stayed with him.
Yeah, it has. You know, that was a ghost that had to be exercised. And it took him 20 years to exercise those ghosts.
Some fine fundamentals. Good counter punch.
Nice mousetrap there. He let him in beautifully. He didn't use cheese. He used distance.
He fires off the combination there, and it lands. Big block by Big George. Nice strike after catching one by George Foreman. What fighters do, pulls the trigger right away after taking one. Very nice job landing that counter punch, getting away from one that was coming at him. You know, he did a very nice job of finishing up that. He put the third punch in there and landed the combination.
He needs to capitalize on his misses, okay? I want to see that counter hook. Make him pay for his misses.
Here we go. Round two is underway. Gets rid of that effort. See, the defense pays off as he gets rid of that downstairs. Very well done by both men to fire off those right hands. think back to George Foreman and his early days, and I think one of the visions that most fans remember is holding that tiny little American flag in the Mexico City Olympic Games in 1968 after claiming gold.
You know, that's an interesting point because Foreman's not known as a guy with great personality. You know, he's a guy who's a disdainful-looking guy. You know, he's a guy that kind of reminds you almost of a Sonny Liston. He tries to intimidate you. He does intimidate you with his power, with his size, but...
Holy cow! What a shot! Big hook comes in. Oh, look at that. He's hurt. But, hey, I give him credit. He's smart enough to know what to do now.
Yeah, the referee needs a crowbar to separate him.
Oh, what a great ability to recover. Oh! Buster! Stunned and staggered.
No holding.
George Foreman blocks that punch. And now he's acting like a fighter, coming back with the right hand after getting scored upon. Blocks that punch. Ten clicks of the talk. Foreman dismisses that with a block. So here we are at the end of the round. And this is the only chance these guys get to not throw at each other.
Yeah, this is a break. You know, a lot of times fighters find their own way of taking breaks during the fight, during the round. These guys really need this minute rest.
Good block by George. Well-placed counter by Buster.
Keep the head moving.
There are different kinds of power punchers, Teddy. Some are sharp and accurate, some are thudding and impactful. Where does George Foreman lie on that scale?
A bludgeoning kite puncher, a guy that you have a headache for about a week. He hits you with such thudding punches that it starts to just break you down as time goes on. But either way, he intimidates you with the force of the punch, with the effect of the punch, and the knowledge that he's in front of you with that ability.
Go ahead and get out of the way. Tap, tap. Off the rope. Off the rope.
And coming upon the halfway mark of this 3-minute round. Good exchange, scoring well with the right hands. Nice block that time. It was intended to the head. Able to dismiss his opponent's shot and then comes back with an uppercut. You always say punchers are born, Teddy, but what about a guy's ability to withstand big punches? What about a guy's chin?
You know, that's an interesting point. Part of it is physical, and you know what it is? It's the neck. That's the shock absorber, but most of it's mental. You have to want to take the punches. You have to will yourself through the punches. This guy has some will.
Stay away from the inside. Come on. Keep working the jab.
is upon us. And if the next round holds up like that, we're going to be in for a real treat.
No, we will be, because both these guys have the philosophy that their best defense is their offense.
Blocks that punch. Blocks that punch. That punch just close. What do you think is most misunderstood about the heavyweight division?
I think it's human nature for people to see these big Goliaths, that they start to think that, hey, they're more sure of themselves, that these guys have more of an abundance of security about themselves, about confidence. And really, it's the opposite. In some ways, these big giants, they're really unsure of themselves because they know they can do damage. They're also worried about damage being done to them.
Good way to protect the midsection. Throws a counterpunch there. Forman's jab continues to carry the day. He's wanted it, he's gotten it. 90 seconds to go in round number 4. Lands the counter. Getting comfortable with that jab, isn't he? Offense, comes back with the counterpunch.
And that's exactly what he brings to the game. He makes you miss, he makes you pay, and he makes you think twice about throwing a punch later on.
A little added concern for the fighter in his corner. There's a cut above his eye.
And Joe, you never know how a fighter's going to react until he is cut. Is he going to panic? Is he going to forget about it and let his corner take care of it? We're about to find out.
Final 10 seconds. Good exchange. He fires back. Round number 5 has arrived. Some fine fundamentals. Good counterpunch.
Nice mousetrap there. He let him in beautifully. He didn't use cheese. He used distance.
Great pace to this fight, Teddy. These guys are not coming out of 5th gear. Nobody's slowing down.
No, they're fighting a 6th, 7th, and 8th gear.
What a good counterpunch by Buster. More than one punch downstairs. That can be damaging. Just not there. Straight right hand off the mark. Well, he told us all week long, hey, I want to keep it on the outside. I don't care where he is. This fight's not going his way right now.
No, it's not. And I don't care how long he is, how tall he is. But just look at his feet. When he throws punches, they're sliding forward. And that's why he's not keeping that advantage on the outside.
This is great stuff. I mean, great stuff. Bringing it every which way they are.
Joe, you remember the time you were on a vacation, you saw that perfect sunset?
Oh, yeah.
It was just beautiful. This is beautiful.
Work the body.
90 seconds to go here in this round.
Guard your head. Beat him to the punch.
Форман dismisses that with a block.
Keep your head. Use jab.
Blocks it away. And you see he turned defense into offense, comes back with the counterpunch.
And that's exactly what he brings to the game. He makes you miss, he makes you pay, and he makes you think twice about throwing a punch later on.
Jab, jab, use the jab. Defense, defense.
Gets rid of that effort.
Let's see some defense. Jab, jab, use the jab.
Solid right hands headline that exchange.
In and out, in and out.
Parries that punch intended for the head. Now this round comes to an end. Joe and Teddy with you ringside. This is one of those fights, Ted. It just feels like to me where it's going to be tough to really score. I mean, it's been a close fight.
Yeah, it's a hard fight to score because you have one guy maybe a little busier, but the other guy makes up for it because he's a little heavier with those blows. So it's a matter of maybe the taste of the judges, what they prefer.
Defense, more defense. It's working the body.
Oh, and there you go. George Foreman's been stunned. I don't know what was said to him in the corner, but now he's the busier man.
And he needs to be before any more time goes by.
What a good counterpunch by Buster. And you see how he just set the table for that right hand after the jab. I would assume there has to come a point in this fight where he has to make the commitment to throw the power punches. It's hard to envision a way he's going to win this fight without going down that road.
He doesn't have the confidence to do it. I don't know if he's mentally strong enough to do it. I think he's worried about throwing hard at the guy because maybe in his mind that means the guy will throw hard back at him.
Well, he took one right there, but then he targeted one right back. Hey, if you can throw them all, you may just land them all, and he does with that four-punch combination. Not able to land the headshot. Keeps his hands up defensively, protecting the head. And he returns on that exchange. There's the headshot, but he parries it away. What a fight. What a great, great, non-stop action fight this has been. 10 seconds to go in this round. So we've reached the halfway point of this main event. Dismisses his opponent's headshot. George Foreman's offense has nearly left the building, but that has a lot to do with the fact that he was hurt earlier. He got tagged.
Now he's got to find a way to be defensive, to make sure he survives, clears those cobwebs out a little bit, but he's got to reconnect the offense before it's too late.
And they're swelling around his eye. That punch just close. block by Big George.
He has to be better defensively, Teddy. You can see the damage that his eye has taken. The swelling's getting really bad. How does he do that? How does he shore up that defense?
Well, first of all, he's got to start moving that head. He's standing too straight up. If he gets a little head movement, a lot of those punches that are landing, they'll start going over the shoulder.
Able to cover up that gut. He just missed that shot up top.
George Foreman showing that he has an understanding about balance, about angles, about footwork. What does his opponent need to understand to deal with it?
Well, he has to figure out a way to take the air out of those tires. Give him a couple flats. That's what he's got to do. And there's no better way to give a guy a flat than to go to that body.
Needs to improve that accuracy. Missed with the headshot. Foreman's proving to be elusive.
He's just not concentrating on the body as a target here, Teddy.
No, and, you know, you wouldn't mind if he didn't have to. In other words, it all depends on the scenario. This scenario says that he should be going to the body, and he should recognize that. And that's part of the talent of a fighter, recognition, that you have to recognize where the opportunities are.
Oh, he took some damage, but he gave some back with the right hand. Just 10 seconds to go in this round. So the round comes to an end. Joe and Teddy here ringside, and we've been enjoying sitting ringside because, Teddy, I know you have some of your fine guests from the Dr. Theodore Atlas Charitable Foundation with us here tonight.
And they're having a great night, and it's great to have them here. The thing that I want to say is thank you to all the people that help us help many. They trust us. They allow us to be the middleman to give out the resources where they're needed. Thank you for mentioning Joe, and thank you to all the people that help us do what we do.
Blocks the headshot. Able to defend and then go on the offensive. Foreman's jab is now carrying this fight for him from the outside.
Yeah, because the jab is carrying the fight. You know, it all starts with that jab. And right now, that jab is leading the way.
Foreman's able to avoid that punch. Wow, is he defensively sound. Wow, just sit back and enjoy this one. You can tell both guys are so determined to give everything they have here tonight.
Joe, it's like the first time you heard Ray Charles sing God Bless America. You knew it was special. You knew you hadn't heard it before. I haven't seen anything like this before.
Protecting his head well with his guard. So swiftly able to turn defense into offense. Nice counter punch.
And what you're noticing here is his opponent is starting to be a little wary of letting his jab go, because every time he jabs, he gets caught.
Foreman's movement helped out there. He avoided that punch. Blocks that punch. good war this has been. What a good, solid fight it's been. The kind of fight that tells me somebody wants to get rid of the other guy.
It almost looks like they made a deal where neither one could win by decision, where if they didn't win by knockout, it doesn't count.
Форман dismisses that with a block. Covers up nicely, gets rid of his opponent's body shots. Throws a counter punch there. What a great job. He gave one right back in return. Nice work by George Форман. Takes one, gives one. The right hand scores well. Good block by George. There's a taste of the sweet science. You see the skill he has in counterpunching.
And you know what he's doing is taking his opponent's jab away.
Good looking counterpunch. Right hand by George Форман. Halfway through what is one of the best rounds you'll ever see. Just great action.
No, it's unbelievable. I mean, if you love roller coasters, you go to an amusement park. If you want to see left hooks, right hands, every direction, great chins, great endurance, great heart, you come to this fight. You stay right here.
Round comes to an end here. Glad you've joined us ringside. Joe Tessitore alongside Teddy Atlas on another night at the fights. We're with you all year long, every step of the way, as is our crew. And the guys just don't get enough credit sitting back there in the production truck, but they make all this happen, Teddy.
Yeah, they do. Of course, Rick, Robbie, Mike, all you guys, Brian, Scott, Russ. We appreciate you doing all the difficult work while we get a chance to sit out here and enjoy the fun part. And by the way, you guys, after we just said that, you guys are picking up the tab tonight.
Very nice job landing that counter punch, getting away from one that was coming at him. Oh, that's good stuff. Firing right back with one of his own. Good work by George Формan. Good block. Nice block by Buster. yet another right hand lands. Nice block by Форман. He's in a tough spot. There's no way around it. The eye is swelling so badly that we could see an end to this fight.
Yes, it is, but it's not an impossible spot. It's not a spot where fighters before him have not been in and have not survived and even won in. You look at Carmen Basilio when he fought the late, great Sugar Ray Robinson. You know, his eyes were closed. He found a way to win.
Able to land. Good shot again. Teddy, it's one of my favorite times of one of our fight broadcasts. When we make the declaration, he has to have a knockout to win.
And how's he going to do it? Well, I think he's got to be a photographer. He's got to be a guy that goes in the darkroom, really, Joe, and start looking at the negatives. During the night, a lot of pictures have been taken. He's got to go now and look back at those pictures and remember something, that he saw something. He saw a moment. He saw a spot where the guy dropped his hand. He pulled back, and he's got to go, and he's got to act on that moment.
Round comes to an end, and that's one of those rounds, Teddy, that just takes on a certain style, a certain characteristic, and that was a busy one.
Yeah, it was a busy one. Look, Joe, you don't have to look for these guys. They're right there in front of you.
Why do you think that is? Why do you think sometimes you just get those rounds where it all happens?
Because of styles. You know, styles make fights. In this case, you see proof of that right there. Both guys that are aggressive, both guys that are very confident.
He's getting him into position there. You can see him backing him up against the ropes. Returns fire with a left hand. The defense pays off as he gets rid of that downstairs. And you see he turned defense into offense, comes back with the counterpunch.
And that's exactly what he brings to the game. He makes you miss, he makes you pay, and he makes you think twice about throwing a punch later on.
Teddy, this is one of those moments where you just wish you could pick up the phone and call up the world and say, tune in. Everybody should be watching this, right?
I have a cell phone. I might do that right now.
Start dialing.
Finish with your arm.
Blocks that punch. Takes one, but gives one. Good work by George Форман. Pulls the trigger right away with the left hand after getting tagged himself. We come to the end of the round. A round that I'm having a tough time trying to think about who won. I can only imagine what the judges are thinking about. Teddy, if there's one thing you look for in a round like that and say, okay, I'm going to give it to this guy over this guy, what is it?
Well, the first thing is, if I'm a judge, I take a little notepad and I make a little mark down, blue or red corner, what he did early. Because sometimes a judge has a tendency to forget what was done early and only go with what went late.
Wow! A clean, big hook to the head by George Foreman. Foreman dismisses that with a block. He just missed that shot up top.
Buster's got the look of a fighter who does not have much left. Teddy, there can be many things that led to this. Not just what you saw in the ring here tonight, but things that happened during the 8 weeks of training camp.
Oh, absolutely. First of all, you might not have been doing all your due diligence. You might not have been working hard enough, being top 10. Or it could be the opposite. He came in lighter than I thought he was going to come in. Maybe he left it in the gym. He did too much.
Overtrained.
Yes, sir.
Nice block by Buster. The twists and turns and the non-stop battle, it continues on as we've reached the 1 minute mark to go. Nice strike after catching one by George Foreman. George Foreman blocks that punch. All the rounds in the books for the official decision. Let's send it up to the ring.
We go to the judges' scorecards. All three judges score the fight. A unanimous decision. Your winner, Big George Foreman.
George Foreman's your winner by a unanimous decision.
And that was a surprise right there. Coming into this fight, we thought we'd see maybe a knockout. But no, we wound up getting a strategic fight.
Yeah, good one for the fans. Glad you tuned in to see it with us. I'm Joe Tessitore alongside Teddy Atlas saying thanks for being with us.